Everyone, it's time to crack open a Bud Light. Dylan Mulvaney has been crowned Woman of the Year, and I'm celebrating. I'll tell you why here today on Speechless. Cut for Time. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Speechless Cut for Time. I'm your host, Phares, 22-year-old conservative college student out of Central Illinois, host of Speechless on Cities 92.9, the news and talk of Bloomington Normal and beyond. But I can't necessarily fit everything I want to talk about on my radio show on Sundays from 3 to 5 p.m., which I do live stream here. So to make sure you don't miss a minute of that or any of my Cut for Time videos, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, ring that notification bell to all, because we know ScrewTube doesn't want me to hit the 1,000 subscribers and for you guys to actually see these videos. So subscribe, comment what you think, especially on this one, man. This one's quite funny. And share this with your friends so we can get everybody involved in the conversation. If they don't like it, if they like it, who cares? Let's get everyone involved. All right, guys. So Dylan Mulvaney, the controversial transgender influencer, has been honored by the UK gay magazine Attitude as its very first Woman of the Year. Yes. So the very first time that this gay magazine, Attitude, which is the describer that was used when I looked it up, has named a biological man as Woman of the Year. And I'm celebrating. I'm actually very happy because it just shows that men are actually better at everything than women, even being a woman. Seriously. And of course I'm being sarcastic, but Dylan Mulvaney went to London, I believe London, or at least the UK, to accept this award and had some very interesting things to say. So we're going to react to that, talk about it a little bit more, and just talk about what it actually means when we have a society that is crowning a biological man as Woman of the Year. What was the purpose of this from this magazine? What exactly is going on? Let's take a look and a listen at what they have to say.
The Woman of the Year award, supported by Virgin Atlantic, goes to Dylan Mulvaney.
Yay,
Hello, London!
Hello, Dylan.
I am so honored to be here with you all tonight. And, some see me as the Woman of the Year. Some see me as a Woman of a Year and some change.
Okay, wait. I want to talk about that real quick. So some people see you as the Woman of the Year, and some people see you as a Woman of a Year. I get like the little line that he's trying to do there. But I thought, and maybe I'm wrong, and I'd love if Dylan would come on my show and talk about this with me. And the invite is always open. You're always open and welcome to come on and talk with me, Dylan. But I thought that the ideology was that Dylan was always a woman, but only recently realized it and began to transition as such. I thought that was the ideology. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's what I thought it was. Let's keep listening to what he has to say.
As I only publicly came out online 560 days ago. And some people don't see me as a woman at all.
That's me. You found me. I don't, you're a man, but okay.
I know. Which
is here's the thing is I don't care about your boos, and obviously they're not they're kind of booing me, but boo that ideology, my opinion, boo it, because I've seen what makes you cheer, so your boos mean nothing to me.
Why receiving this honor from a queer publication like Attitude means so much more to me, because here's what I've realized. You ready? Okay. So no matter how hard I try, or what I wear, or what I say, or what surgeries I get, I will never reach an acceptable version of womanhood by those hateful people's standards.
Okay, wait. Let's go back for a second and pause it at the perfect moment, because he said by those hateful people's standards. We're going to just make sure that Dylan actually says what is biologically correct.
I will never reach an acceptable. Okay, so no matter how hard I try, or what I wear, or what I say, or what surgeries I get, I will never reach an acceptable version of womanhood.
Period. You won't. There is no way for you to become a woman. You can't change your chromosomes. You can cut things off, but it doesn't mean that you actually have the genitals that you had plastic surgery or whatever to do. Doesn't mean that. You're right until the next part that you say.
by those hateful people's standards. But as long as I have the queer community that sees me for my truth, I'm going to be okay.
I'd also like to be clear. I know I'm pausing this a lot, but it's just because he gets a lot out, and I have to comment on it. But I want to be clear too that I have no hate in my heart for Dylan Mulvaney. Period. I have no hate in my heart. I do not hate Dylan Mulvaney. I don't hate a single trans person. A person who what I do is I actually feel incredibly sad for them because we have a society right now that is normalizing and applauding their mental illness as if it is normal. And that is what I hate, is that we have people that are allowing people to suffer and cheering on their suffering to be corporate shills for big pharma and big medicine. That's really what we have. And it's really sad. And so if anything, I don't hate you, Dylan Mulvaney. I don't hate what you stand for. I pity. I have a lot of pity and sadness for it.
And I'm equally grateful that this title is happening in the UK and not just because I am deeply attracted to your accents, which I am.
Weird.
But because I came to London on holiday this summer after months of feeling isolated. And when I arrived, I didn't feel that baggage that I was carrying back in the US. And I didn't feel like the trans beer girl. You know, I didn't walk into rooms and wonder, oh, does that person hate me? I was just another gal walking around in a Burberry trench on her way to a West End musical. And, you know, I romanticized this country as a safe place. And as dangerous as it is for trans people here right now, like the hate that was spewed last week, maybe it's less about where we are and more about who we're with. And that if I'm surrounded by people like you all, that this still can be one of my safe spaces. So when you have a win for trans rights, that's a win for us back in the States too.
Notice how everything is about how I feel, how I feel, how I feel, how I feel. It's all about him. It is all about Dylan. That's the only person that I think Dylan really cares about. It's all about how I feel. I feel safe. I feel safe. Look, you to an extent, not everything, but to an extent, you can control your feelings, to an extent. And maybe the reason that you are feeling a certain way is because you believe something that is not really there, or believe something that is not really true. Just saying.
And I think if we all just adopt a girl's girl mentality and we say goodbye to the scarcity complexes, that we have a better chance of getting through this, because they want us to be in competition with each other. They would love nothing more than to see the L's and the B's and the G's turn their backs on the T's. And to quote the critically acclaimed High School Musical franchise,
oh my God, please don't.
we're
Please don't.
all
No,
in this together. I know, almost as profound as Shakespeare. But I wanted to give a quick shout out to some of the girls in my life, both cis and trans, that have helped me break away from my scarcity.
She just said cis, like CIS, like cisgender. I believe that, I consider that a slur. That's a slur to me. Do not ever refer to me as cisgender. That is a slur.
And step into my womanhood. Firstly, my mom for navigating being the parent of a trans daughter while you are watching your child just get slammed by extremist media. She deserves a vacation, and maybe
that was my shout out. Apparently, I'm the extremist media. People like me. Wow, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Also a Xanax. The gals who glam me and make me feel beautiful, Angie, Kelly, Donnie, and special shout out to the NYC Glam Doll.
I want to go back because I know he's doing a lot of thank yous right now, but he did say something back a little bit further back about what you should do for like young trans kids or something. Let's just listen.
The gals who glam me and by extremist media, she deserves a vacation and maybe also a Xanax.
Maybe also a Xanax. Remember, this is what it's all about. It's look, that really, I'm fascinated by that because it's all about drugging kids. It's all about drugging people and keeping people in keeping the pockets of big pharma lined. That's what the trans movement is about, underlying, and that's what a lot of the mental health issues are about. Look, I believe mental health issues exist, and I think that there are good ways to solve them. Some people likely do actually need medication, but it is the goal of Big Pharma to have everybody on a medication. And so the little quip about Xanax there is very telling.
The gals who glam me and make me feel beautiful, Angie, Kelly, Donnie, and special shout out to the NYC glam dolls, Zenobia and Laurel, because dolls will always make you looking right. Am I right? To my life coach, Maury, who has cradled the many tears, to my agent, Steph, who has fought for me in an industry that can be deeply transphobic, to my best friend since we were 10, Lily, who is my date tonight, and my forever plus one. You are the kind of woman that I strive to be, and I cannot wait to eat room service with you at 4 a.m.
So he's a lesbian. He's there with a woman. I don't know. I haven't seen Lily. But the biological man who was gay and transitioned to become a woman is now dating a woman. So he's a straight man with a lot of extra steps.
Later. To the non-binary and gender non-conforming friends in my life, Alok, Jonathan Van Ness, Fight Master, thank you for reminding me of life off the binary. And Travis, who worked on the piece for Attitude, which you should all check out. Non-binary humans can and should have a place in both womanhood and the trans experience.
Wait. So non-binary, meaning like you don't identify with any gender, should have a place in womanhood. How does that make sense? Make it make sense. Please make it make sense to me. I don't get it. I don't get that. That makes zero sense to me. How can somebody, by your own standards, if I'm playing by your rules, which I would never do, but if I'm going to, how can somebody who does not identify as any gender and wants to exist outside the binary, how can they have a spot in womanhood? Makes no sense to me.
Because remember, no scarcity complex allowed around here. And most of all, to the trans women in my life, you have shown me more grace, wisdom, patience, and empathy than I deserve. And it's kind of epic that if I did list out all those names, we'd be here all night. But I still am gonna. So Sasha Colby. No, I'm kidding. But I've got a lot of sisters in the dollhouse. So you are all my women of the year. All these gals that I've mentioned, as well as many more, are a part of my crew and are the reason that I'm still alive. I hope you all have your crews too. Now let's party! And I am interested in dual citizenship. So don't be shy, come dance with me tonight. Okay.
Just move there, Dylan, if that's what you want to do. If that's so much safer for you, if you feel so much safer over in the UK, live your truth. Live your truth. Live your truth, Dylan. So that's what Dylan had to say when he won Woman of the Year, which I find absolutely hilarious. Again, absolutely hilarious. But I think and we all know, everybody's watched. I've covered Dylan Mulvaney a lot on this. Some of my most popular videos are about Dylan. And we all know he can never become a woman. And this is pandering. This is clearly pandering. This is pandering to the entire idea that men can become women and women can become men, the false ideology pushed. And then it's also pandering to it's mainly they are doing this as to get publicity. This is a publicity stunt through pandering to that community for this gay magazine to get increased revenue, sales, and media attention. And that's really what it is. But I think the best is the response that came just a few hours ago with the Babylon Bee. The Babylon Bee, in their first time, they named their man of the year, Dylan Mulvaney. Congratulations, Dylan. Dylan, the absolute trans icon that you are, has won man of the year for Babylon Bee, and I think it's much more of a prestigious title. Everybody, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel. I'm almost to 1,000. I'd really appreciate it. Share this with your friends and comment what you think. What other awards should Dylan Mulvaney have? Man of the Year? Woman of the Year? Anything else? Beer Salesman of the Year for Modelo? But I don't know, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. Maybe AA Sponsor of the Year for getting people to get off Bud Light. Anything. But thank you guys so much again. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, comment, all of that fun stuff. And until next time, you've been watching Speechless. Go for time.